Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, in the last couple of weeks, or maybe a month now, we've talked about a lot of things. And one of the things we talked about was that everything is energy. New kind of concept. Everything is energy. Another thing we talked about is everything's outside of you. That's where you keep everything, outside of you. And we also talked about what is inside of you. Basically, it was your beliefs and memories and experiences from the past. So now today we're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about the fact that you're responsible for what you see. Now, you might not have thought about that. You might not have thought you were responsible for what you see. And if you don't like what you see, you can change it. So now that's what we're going to talk about. So to start with, I might have done this. No, I didn't do it before. I'm going to draw a picture of you. I think I did this before, but we'll change it. So I wanted you to get the idea that this is you. You see your eye? I drew it real big because we're going to talk about that you're responsible for what you see with this eye. Now, outside of you, we said, was everything. All the objects you can think of are all outside of you. So everything is outside of you. Everything is outside of you. We talked about that before, so that's not too new. And what's inside of you are your memories. Memories. And your beliefs are made of your memories. You got enough memories of a certain kind, you develop a belief around that particular kind of a topic. So that's how you get your beliefs. Sometimes they're given to you by other people, like your parents, grandparents, extended family, religious kind of beliefs, values around politics, society, education, all kinds of beliefs. You got all kinds of beliefs you don't even know about. So inside of you, you got all these memories, all these experiences. Outside of you, you have a lot of objects, a lot of things out there. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what you see. So I'm going to move the eye from here, and we're going to put it some other place. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the eye out here. And now you can make believe this is your eye. Now your eye is attached to inside of you to that's your brain. Make believe that's your brain. With your optic nerve, you go and attach to the eye. Attach to the brain, to the optic nerve. The eye was here, I moved it out here and made the optic nerve really long so we could talk about it. So outside of you, you probably know some of this because this is mechanics. if you have a tree out here, I'll draw a Christmas tree. I'll put a little star on it, on the top. So here we have a Christmas tree. Inside of you, inside your eyeball, we know that the Christmas tree is seen upside down. Okay? We know that. And then in the back of the eye, that information is turned into electromagnetic chemical signals. So coming down this optic nerve here to the back of the eye, a lot of mechanics in the eye. It's like a camera. It's like the camera I'm taking this video on. It's right here. It's an instrument, but we call it an organ. So we have this eye that's an organ, and it can pick up. What do you think the eye picks up? Wavelengths of energy. Wavelengths of energy. Outside, everything. Outside, energy. So we pick up wavelengths of energy. And for the eye, it varies a little bit, but right around 400 nanometers to around, I think it's 800 or 900. Let's believe it's 900 nanometers. And of the visual spectrum, that's all we can see. Right there. We see very little of what's out there to see. So now we take in that information, which is energy. We convert it, however it comes in all kinds of ways. Convert it into, in the eye, that's what the organ does. It converts the outside energy into electromagnetic and chemical signals. So going down here, going down the optic nerve to the back of the eye is not a Christmas tree. There's no Christmas tree going through here. It's information. So you are getting information from the eye about the outside environment. Make sense? So you're getting this information, and you might think of it as plus, no, I should put 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Just kind of binary, not really, but it's information that's going in electromagnetic and chemical signaling. Now it goes into the brain. No Christmas tree. No star on top of the Christmas tree going through here. Data. Goes into the brain. Now what happens to the data? Well, it gets interpreted. Where is it interpreted? It's interpreted in here. What's used to determine what that data means, or what it is? Your past experiences. You've had all kinds of experiences around Christmas trees, and from those experiences, you have memories. The memories are your experiences, in this case, around Christmas trees. So basically, you're taking in energy, outside energy, and you're putting it in here, and you are using your memories, your experiences, to interpret the data. When you were very, very young, like an infant, like your first Christmas, you got so excited. Your little hands and legs were just jumping around. Didn't know what you were looking at, but it was exciting. And through all those little Christmases and looking at all those outside energy, you developed an idea, a concept what a Christmas tree should be. All the brilliant lights on it and the star at the top and all of that. So you determine, you interpret the information that's coming to you from your past, from your memories. If you didn't have any memories of Christmas trees and you got the data inside of you, what are you going to do with it? You can't do nothing with it. You have no reference information that's inside of you. And by the way, when we think of memories, where are the memories kept? When you're not thinking about them, where are they kept? Well, we don't know. We call the place, as I've said before, the subconscious. So we think, well, we got all these memories in the subconscious. We get information going into the inside of you, in the brain. The information is useless until you get memories. Where do they come from? Subconscious mind. So now, inside of here, you have information from the subconscious mind. We call it the subconscious mind. Okay? So basically, you got three things here. You got information, data, coming from the outside, okay? And that data is related to your central nervous system. In this case, the eye is actually part of the brain. It's connected. I mean, it's not just connected, it is an extension. It is like you took a little bubble here. See, you got a little bubble comes out. Whoop! And this little bubble from the brain ends up right here. Here's a little bubble. So it's like, it squirts out. If you ever have a balloon and you take a little bit of the balloon and you squeeze it out, you get a bubble. And if you pull it out, that's what the eye is. So now the eye is looking there. It's part of the brain. And it's looking at a Christmas tree. And it's taking in data. It's taking in information. It's not taking in a Christmas tree. It's taking in data from the outside, energy from the outside, in a certain wavelength. Because it can only process it within a certain wavelength. Then it goes into the brain, and now the information has to be combined with what you know, which are your memories, which is in the subconscious. So that's where you get the three things. You get the subconscious, you get the mind, you get the brain, the processor, and you get the information down the optic nerve. So that you use that to create your world. You don't use what's out here. It's just data. Doesn't mean anything until you process it in here. Now, to know what it means, you need reference information. And that reference information comes from subconscious mind, your mind. And again, where's the subconscious mind? Nobody knows. A lot of theories, a lot of ideas, brilliant ideas by a lot of experts. But when you go to put a memory in your hand, you're not going to find it. Not in the body, not in the brain. So we have a conundrum. Where are memories kept? We went through how they're formed in another video. We went through how you bring them back into your recall memories. So we've done a lot of work around memories. Why? All you are is your memories. Without your memories, you're an infant. You're a newborn. That's life. So now, again, everything is outside of you. Everything outside of you is energy. Then you take in the energy through your eye. Now, the eye itself doesn't care what the energy is. As long as it lies between these two frames of nanometers per second, it's going to take it in. It doesn't care if it's terrible or ugly or beautiful. It does make no judgment. This makes no judgment. This makes judgment. This makes judgment based upon your past and your religious background and your moral judgments and all kinds of stuff. It's made in here. You remember that old saying? You might have heard it somewhere. If your eye offends you, pluck it out. I don't do nothing. But it's a lot easier to say that and pluck your eye out than it is to take your brain. Bring it out. But if you want to make a difference, you have to change this. You have to change your past, your memories. That's what therapy's about. Therapy's about change. So if you have a lot of problems, don't look to what's outside of you. Don't look to change what's out here. This is just an effect. This is an effect of what you're doing in here. So when you make this in here, right, your interpretation, your conscious mind, because it didn't know any better, projects it, takes this hologram inside, and quick like a bunny, whoop, makes you believe it's outside. So you believe what you're thinking inside is what's outside. No, it's not. But you'll believe it is. An interesting fact. Now, it's not new information, what I just told you, that there's nothing outside but energy. A lot of ancient, really ancient philosophies, concepts, belief systems, going back however far you want to go, as always said, as part of the perennial philosophy, there is no outside universe. The only world there is, the only universe there is the one you create in here. And the one you create in here is a special for you. It's for you. No one else has your universe that you create in here. But you'll think they do because you project it on the outside. Now, these are very deep ideas. So let's take some time and think about them. And we'll get back together and see what other ideas we can bring forward from the illusion that we live in.